Celebration. Sorry, I was kind of sing-songing. Trouble connecting. Technical difficulties are part of everyday life when it comes to being online and showing up. But let's not talk about that today. Let's talk about our topic for Supersize Your Business, day 229, our annual challenge. Today we're talking about celebration, which is also a form of worship. Oh, before we all get up in arms talking about this and thinking about it, the things that we worship are things that we value, things that are important to us. It isn't always just a higher power, but since we're focusing on spirituality this month, let's think about something outside of us, something greater than our business, something that is a higher power that we're connected to. I personally believe, and if you're listening to me, you probably do too, at least at some level, that we're all here to make the world a better place. Our businesses exist to solve problems, help other people, and make the world a better place. There should be joy and celebration in that, which is worship. Gratitude and appreciation and celebration, to me, are all the same thing. When we put that energy behind things that we want, we create more of them in our business and in our lives. When we ignore those things, when we ignore our wins, when we ignore our successes, when we just think, oh, that's hard work, and we're on to the next thing before we even take a breather and say, oh my gosh, and acknowledge that that happened and that's an awesome thing. By doing that, we are signaling to things outside of us that we want more of that. It's why we celebrate every win. At least we do. If you're not having a little party in your head every time you get a sale, every time something good happens to your business, guess what? You're blocking the prosperity and the other things to celebrate that want to be a part of your business. I know, little weird, woo-woo, little spiritual, but it's true. There is a spiritual essence to our business, whether we believe it or not. There are universal laws in the world and in the universe, whether we believe them or not. There are physical laws of the planet, whether we believe it or not. You know, the easiest one to understand is gravity. If you jump off a bridge or a building, you're going down, right? Gravity will make sure that you go down. So we can take those same laws of the universe and laws of physical nature and use them in our favor to grow and scale and supersize our businesses. And why would we not do that, right? We work with the things the way they just are and not against them. You can work against them, but it makes life so much harder. Why would we want to do that? So celebration and joy. And why do we want to feel more joy and happiness and love and light and appreciation and gratitude in our business? Because then we get more of what makes us feel that way, what makes us have that. Because as human beings, and all of our businesses are made up of human beings, including us, operate off of, again, universal laws. And the higher and more positive and higher vibrating our emotions are, I don't think we've talked, yeah, we did. I think the emotion might be next month. Ooh. I mixed all the life framework areas up this year. Remember, there's 9 life framework areas. We're on spiritual this month. I do think emotional might be next month. I don't know. I lose track. I plan it out a year in advance, and then I just look at it every day as I'm going to do the challenge. So from a business standpoint, what does this mean to us, and why do we want to do this, and what are we going to do about it? What's our action item today? Our action item is to celebrate with spiritual awareness and appreciation and gratitude the wins that we have in our business, all of the things that we have to be grateful for. If an employee does a terrific job and closes their first client or a new client, we need to be celebrating that. When we solve a big problem for one of our clients, we should be celebrating that, because that's a lesson learned that we can repeat and spread to the rest of our clients. Things like that. So do you have a practice or a way of acknowledging when things go well in your company? I guarantee you've got a way for acknowledging when things don't go well in your company, but do you have an actual plan, and do you acknowledge these things on purpose? Share in the comments below what you do now, or say, hey, we don't do this. We're totally missing the boat, and this is what we're going to do starting today. Share that in the comments below so we can all learn from one another. I guarantee there are people out there that are doing a much better job of this than even I am, for sure. I went decades just running through my life, literally decades, until I had a full stop. And I don't recommend that. It's not the best way to do things. It's not the best way to change, right? Some people like me have to run into a brick wall in order for that to happen. I don't think most of us do. I don't think most of us need to actually have a full stop before we give ourselves permission to make changes. And one of those changes you can do today. Just start appreciating and celebrating the wins in your organization and watch how quickly you have more of those. It's kind of magical and kind of fun to watch. All right, if I can help you in any way, reach out and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.